again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, I can't do this. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is a request again from one of you guys, and it's gonna be an advanced class. So this is a post that I shared on my Instagram, which is probably one of the most requested type of flows that you guys request from me since I started my channel. And if you're a teacher, you know that it's really not as easy to translate your self-practice to a class, right? Because we're all going to be different with it when it comes to flexibility, strength, your range of motion. But like I always say in a lot of my classes, that if you're a beginner, you would want to really try an advanced class just to know where you're at currently in your practice. And that depends on your flexibility, again, strength, and all of that. I'm going to be breaking down the 4-minute flow that I posted on my Instagram that I'm going to also include in this video at the end of this class. So the first part of this video is basically me breaking down each asana with you guys, and you just have to find your own breath rhythm here because it's hard to cue every breath, every pose with this type of advanced class. So the prerequisite of this class is that if you can do a wheel pose on the knees, so mainly a camel pose on the knees, right? Like a kneeling camel. If you can do that, then this is accessible to you. If not, then make sure that you don't push it or don't go to where I'm gonna go at the end part of this video because it's gonna be really intense for the back. It's gonna be a deep back bend. Oh, by the way, don't forget, make sure that you're fully warmed up because I'm not gonna take you to a full warm-up on this class. We're gonna start in a kneeling position. So have your knees down on the ground and you can sit on your heels. It's like a Vajrasana or thunderbolt variation, but with our curled toes under, right? And then sit on our heels. Good, look straight ahead and we're gonna interlace our fingers behind. I always like my index finger out because it feels really better for me to open my shoulders back. Right? And now my scapula is touching behind me and my elbows are straight, right? So you see the point from my finger or nails all the way to my shoulders. That's the line that I want, right? From here, really, I'm inhaling to puff out my chest and exhaling here. And now I'm going to concentrate as I come up with my heels up to Utkatasana or chair pose. And to do that, I'm gonna untangle the hands, coming all the way up and sliding it behind my neck. So palms facing forward and then just slide it down. Good, or lower skull. From here, you're gonna come to your balance, finding your balance as you lift your knees together up. Good. Right? And now my core is really engaged. You're holding this position and you're gonna concentrate as you come up with your heels up. Okay? So as I do that, I like to play with my hands to really find my balance. That's why if you see me flow, my hands are always moving, right? So I will go forward or maybe this way. I like it this way. And notice my index is still up. As I come up, energy from your legs and core. And then maybe hands forward, more up or all the way, knees to straight. And then now you're gonna drop your heels down. Hands all the way up as I also breathe in for momentum. And then sending my left knee up towards my chest, now preparing to get into Warrior 3. Really extending that leg and all the way airplaning your hands, right? Finding your balance as I lift, to continue lifting my left leg up to standing splits actively. And as I do this, I'm already preparing in my head that I'm gonna land and not adjusting a lot to crescent lunge. So to do that, I'm gonna bend my right knee. See, it's hard to talk because you get off balance, right? And as you bend, you're gonna drop to your crescent lunge, okay? And then do that. Okay, I'm gonna adjust myself and we're gonna do that repeatedly so that you can get into your landing position at one time. Okay, so again, from your Tadasana or Urdhva standing position, lifting both hands up, and then left knee will bend, send it to your chest, and then all the way you're gonna slide that leg behind you to your warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. As you continue to lift the legs, standing splits, finding your balance, you're gonna land, belly and thigh will get connected to get you that landing position of that back foot. Drop the heel down, warrior one, and cactusing the arms, lifting my front heel. Again, this is gonna depend on everybody or each and every one of us, right? And as I lift my hands and arms, straightening my front knee. Good, you're breathing, okay? Now you're gonna fold all the way, hands to a T-shaped position as you come halfway down. This allows you for a better or stable fold. Now, as you come all the way down, you're gonna get that belly and thigh connection again. And then notice that my arms are now going to internally rotate my shoulder. And then I'll drop my hands down, palm is facing up, and then dragging it down and preparing for this shoulder distance apart hands placement, right? Okay, we're gonna do that again. This requires a lot of practice to get that one type of drop without adjusting a lot, right? So inhale, lift up, knee up, exhale, warrior three. And I'm inhaling as I'm lifting my leg up. And then exhaling as I drop my foot, warrior one, cactus the arms, lift the heel up. Inhale, lengthen, exhale to fold, pyramid pose. Good, internally rotating my arm, dropping the hands, palm facing up, and then drop it down. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna proceed. So you're gonna come to your three-legged dog. So you're gonna lift that back heel up. Right leg will now, to really slide it back, you want to protract your shoulder blades and elevate your shoulders. See that? So think about hollowing your body. And then sliding and tucking your chin to your clavicle to really, so now as you lift, right, my weight is gonna be on the other leg so that I could really lift my foot up to reach it up, right? Inhale. And then I bend my knees here, really just stretching my groin, and then I exhale to knee to chest. Good. Again, stretch it up, three-legged dog, inhale. And this time, you're gonna point that toes as you bend the knee to the opposite side, dropping the forearm down. This is our funky three-legged dog, if you will. But again, if you're here, you don't wanna do this sloppily, right? You don't just drop. The trick here is to really engage your core, elevate the shoulders. Good. From there, you're gonna drop the forearm. Everything is strong and engaged, so you can drop it gently and then bending that knee. Beautiful. From there, you're not gonna lift the elbows yet. You're gonna straighten that right leg, and as far as your end range can go, you're gonna drop that big toe down to the right side of your hand. Beautiful. And all the way up, you're gonna come to your funky three-legged dog, and then lift the elbow and forearm up. Good. All right. Now you're gonna roll your spine forward. Now I'm lifting my left heel to roll, and I'm dipping my hip to find my upward facing dog, stacking that right foot or to my left ankle. See? So I'm not here, right? It's just a different way because I like to really wave my body this way. So basically I'm like jiggling or waving to the left and right, rocking side to side, and then pushing back, hips up like a downward dog, but you're not gonna let go of that right leg to the ankle. As you roll your spine again forward, now you're gonna drop both knees down and lifting the toes up. You're gonna puff out your chest now, tapping the toes to the head for your King Cobra. Good. From there, it doesn't have to touch again. You can just check yourself. You're gonna drop the shins down, push back and wave forward. Wave it back. Breathe there. That's kind of like my momentum of breathing. And then roll your spine forward. This time, when you come to your tabletop, you're gonna curl the toes under, arch the back, tailbone up, push back, and lift the knees and hips up, downward facing dog. Now notice here, right? The distance I'm very much used to already. So I'm gonna step my right foot forward to get me to that three-legged dog. Inhale. The other side now, okay? So now we're doing the other side. And then exhale as I bend the knee, dropping the right forearm down. Core is very strong and engaged, right? And then reaching for that head with the toes, doesn't have to touch. And then all the way, you're gonna come to that left leg straight. You're not gonna bring that right hand up. And you're just going to try to tap and land as far as you can for your goddess pose. Now all the way, your hands will touch the ankle. I'm copying the flow. Inhale. And then I'm exhaling as I drop my crown of my head down to wide-legged fold. Good. Now from here, we're gonna pivot to the other side, right? So I'm just gonna drop my hands down like this, right? Shoulders distance apart as I pivot both my feet facing now the right side of the mat or your front now. Beautiful. Okay, now from here, do you remember? We're going to bend the right knee and you're now leaning to your thigh or your belly and thigh again. Now from here, we're gonna do crescent lunge as I find this kind of like a runner's lunge. See this support? It's easy for you to kind of get up from there. In inhaling, grounding that back heel, lifting that front heel up, cactusing the arms. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Inhale to stretch the hands all the way up. Stretch the front knee. Exhale to a T-shaped position. We're gonna do a pyramid pose, fold. Good. Now this time we're not gonna do what we did on the other side, right? We're gonna drop the left hand down. Ideally, when you straighten that hand, you want the wrist stacked on the shoulder. But it doesn't really matter, but you kind of want to get used to landing there, right? Because it just helps with so many asanas or flows. From here, you're gonna send this right hand all the way forward and up, and then you're gonna face to the right side now as you pivot that back foot now, coming to the pink side edge of your foot, right? So now you're preparing for like a side plank here. But before that, you're gonna slide that right foot towards you. Whoop, as you bend the knee, right? And then you're gonna come into that like dragon pistol squat, if you will, right? So you're now basically doing this internal rotation of that leg and almost this one. And then the right hand will drop down. Whew, as you sit on that heel. This requires a lot of internal rotation for your hip mobility, so this is not accessible to everyone too. But now you know if you can get this deep, then you want to work on your internal rotation more, right? And then lift it up again, inhale. And then exhale. Okay, now inhale again. This time we're gonna prepare for the side plank, okay? I'm just gonna adjust myself so that you can see me because this is now gonna be hard for me to talk. So I'm gonna try my best for you guys. Okay, from here, I'm gonna send my hips up so I can lift my right knee up. Okay, now I'm using this right hand to really find my balance on my side plank. So from here, you're gonna straighten that right leg, side plank. I like to flex my foot and I like this hand behind my neck for a challenge. And then you're gonna drop it down, point toes behind you now, kind of like a wild thing. But you're gonna come onto your knees, all the way, send it back. Ooh, as much as you can. Boom. From there, right hand will now come all the way to circle to help you pivot this left hand. You're gonna pivot this from here, point it now towards your midline. Beautiful. From there, you're gonna find your wheel. Beautiful. Now, see this position. My foot is in between my hands, right? It's facing, it's not on a parallel to the mat. It's basically a little bit of diagonal shape with the shin. Okay, from there, left leg, see the left knee is bent, right? We're gonna come to lift the right knee up from the ground. So now you're in a wheel pose, but the tops of your foot is touching the mat on the right foot. Good. From here, you're gonna flip that right toe, coming to wheel, And then left leg will now come all the way up to straighten. Point the toes. Good. You could even come to tippy toes here, or the other one, if you can, of course. And then stacking it on top of my thigh for figure 4 preparation, just to open up my hips. Beautiful. Whew, this is hard to talk. And then, dropping the left foot down, and then I like to cross the right foot or ankle on top of the left. Beautiful. And then push myself more forward. Whew, intense. Now again, I'm gonna come to my alien back bend. Now bending the knees, dropping the hips, straightening. Oh gosh. And then I want to come to even it out. Left knee will bend, tops of the feet, and then I'm gonna slide it down. As I drop my knee, push my head down, drop it, the crown of your head to the mat, and push all the way up, come up the knee, beautiful. And then left leg will now, what did I do? Oh, cross eagle legs and alien back bend. Now, to even that out, I'm gonna stack that left foot to the other ankle, or left foot, right foot rather. And then from here, we're gonna prepare to come up. All right, that's really intense to talk. See how hard that is? That's so hard to talk. So now I need a little bit of a break. I'm not gonna cut this so you guys can see, because that requires a lot of, blood flow again back. Look at my hair. All right. So if you want to master that, what you need to do is really to watch that first over and over maybe, and then copy it one by one. You don't want to watch while you're at the back bend or you're at wheel pose, because it's really hard. You're going to strain your neck as you watch, right? Looking to the camera or the laptop or your computer. All right. From there, and as you saw from that video, I'm coming up slowly and finding my ground, or my center rather. From there, we're gonna end same way how we tip our toes, right? If you see that video, basically gonna come up here. And now there's a difference when you tip your toes from a standing position. Look at this. I'm gonna tip my toes, or bring my heels up, and I'll show you. As you come up halfway, I'm kind of getting that belly and thigh connection as always. I always say this. And then look at this heel. See this? The difference is I can go all the way, my ball of my foot up compared to the beginning. But if you come all the way from here, right? There, you can completely lift your heels up. This requires a lot of toes mobility too. Of course, ankle, everything in your legs. Now, all the way, you're gonna come down and getting that belly and thigh connection, super important. And now I'm still lifted with my heels, sitting on my heels. From there, you're gonna just sit all the way down, and you're gonna grab the backs or your heels with your hands, coming to Arnavasana, wide leg variation, boat pose. This, to me, what I did there is the counteracting pose of my back bend, right? So I'm basically to counteract, and this might not be counteracting for some people, but as long as you engage and squeeze your core, it's already counteracting your back bend. So you're really, look at this. To hold this position, I'm really squeezing my core. Nothing is relaxed here. Okay, good. From here, you're gonna prepare to get your feet together as you drop down to your butterfly pose or your Baddha Konasana. Feet together, dropping it down, and we're gonna fold. Ooh, I love that hip opening. So good. All right, we're almost done. Now you're gonna come up here, and you're just gonna end same way I entered, which is sitting on the heels. This way, right? And then we're just gonna drop our knees down, and I'm just gonna adjust myself to the center. And what I did there is I wanted to do side bend. So I always really listen to my body as I flow. That's how I really flow and what I need at the moment. So basically, this flow is not for everyone, right? Because obviously it is advanced, but also it's because I always listen to my body, what I need at the moment. And at that point, I wanted to stretch my sides. So I'm gonna drop my left hand down and we're just gonna do some side bends. Right hand all the way up, breathe in. Exhale to side bend. Back to center. And I'm doing that on the other side. Right hand will drop, left hand will now bend all the way up to the sides. So good. Yeah. And then the ending of that is some spinal waves. So basically, this is how I like to do it. I also actually did this in the beginning of that flow. I just did not include that in the post. But that's how I warmed up, spinal warm up, right? So basically, forward, hands up and forward. And then I'm kind of gonna arch my back as I lift my hands up, just following the curve of your spine, right? Cactusing my arms. And then repeating. As I repeat, now I'm rounding all the way up and then puffing out my chest. And same, repeat. Rounding my back all the way up, puffing out my chest as I open. And pairing it with a breath. Good. And then I did a reverse of that, which is basically up to round and then down and wait, how did I do that? Sometimes it's just so intuitive that there, right? So it's the opposite. Up and rounding as you drop it down and you just follow the wave. I did this so many times when I was dancing. So this is very, very basic for me, right? The spinal waves. This is something we do as a warm-up or, when you're dancing. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's a very quick one. And then I'm gonna play the video now at the end. And maybe I'm gonna do a voiceover for that video so you can try to follow along with the pace and all of that. And remember, you want to use your breath to transition. The whole flow there is really about my breath. Like, I will not be able to get down on the real pose if I did not breathe according to how my body wants to breathe. So yeah, find your own breath rhythm, and I hope that is a helpful one to guide you to really just flow beautifully. If you enjoy that class, I would appreciate if you could give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye! Starting in a kneeling position with your curled toes under, you're gonna sit on your heels, interlace your fingers behind you, and you're gonna puff out your chest, connecting with your breath. You're gonna slide your hands all the way up and down behind your neck, lifting your knees. Now finding your balance as you come all the way up with your heels up, finding your balance as you come all the way to your standing position. Hands up, left knee up. You're gonna send it all the way back for your Virabhadrasana 3. Slowly, you're gonna lift it as high as you can, working on your active standing splits as you land to your crescent or warrior 1. Hands all the way up, cactus your arms, puff out your chest, and fold all the way as you straighten your front knee to your pyramid pose. Plant your hands down for your 3-legged dog, right leg up. You're gonna send it in, knee to your chest, and lift it all the way up. Drop the left forearm down for your funky 3-legged dog. Tap the right side of your mat with your big toe, 3-legged dog up, and then push forward, dropping your hips down for your up dog with your stacked feet. And maybe rocking sides to sides as you push back and roll forward, dipping now your knees and hips. King Cobra. Drop the shins down, push back and roll your spine forward, and then roll it back, curl the toes under, and then roll some more forward and back as you lift the knees and hips up. We're gonna do it on the other side. 3-legged dog, lift the left leg up, funky 3-legged dog. Drop the right forearm as you send that left leg all the way to the farthest you can go. Coming now to your wide-legged fold. Interlacing your fingers behind as you pivot yourself towards the opposite side of the mat. Crescent lunge, cactus the arms. Now you're gonna send your arms forward and back all the way to fold to your pyramid pose. This time, you're gonna slide that right foot towards you so you can face the right side as you sit down. Now lift your hips up. preparing for the side plank, bending that right knee, and then try to straighten as high as you can. Lift the hips. I like to flex my foot there and then point. Slowly, with control, you're gonna drop the shin down behind you. You're gonna find now your kneeling wheel variation here. Now you're gonna plant both of your palms firmly down as you lift the right knee up. Coming onto your wheel pose, you're gonna lift left leg all the way up. Try to straighten it as much as you can. Stacking that ankle on top of the other thigh for a figure 4 shape. Now straightening both legs, you're gonna stack the right foot on top of the left. Ooh, breathe. Right leg lifts all the way up. Try to straighten your knee as much as possible. And then we're gonna alien back bend here. Ooh, stretch. And then stack the left foot on top of the right this time. To even it out, we're gonna now bend the left knee as you drop the left knee and shin down on the mat. And you're gonna try to tap the head onto the mat. Good. Now as you push all the way up, you're gonna bring up that knee and shin. And then stacking again onto the other leg for your eagle legs. Ooh, eagle wheel pose alien back bend variation. So many names. Now you're gonna come all the way up. Ooh, all your back strength and core here. Woohoo! As you come up, you're gonna have your feet together and coming to your chair pose, Utkatasana, heels up. Same thing as we entered, sliding your hands behind your neck and trying to challenge yourself to go all the way down with your tippy toes. Good. Now Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You're gonna fold here and maybe wiggling yourself here. As you come up, you're gonna grab your heels with both of your hands to your wide-legged boat pose or Navasana. Core is strong to counteract that back bend. And you're gonna come onto your knees. Heels up, and you're gonna side bend left and right. Now waving your spine. And just find that relaxing breath rhythm. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys again on my next one. And maybe let me know what else you want from me in the comments. Okay, bye!